sins. In this scenario, up against this Melissa, you really need some nuke damage rather than just normal burst down damage like your Selena. So yeah, Eudora, considerable nuke. Also does not give an ultimate that is good for this Valentina to pick up. Overall, a good pick here for FUT Esports. Now the Wildcats. We're gonna be looking for their jungler. Still looking at the Paquito, but maybe a Suyu actually. From their that could be another option for them.
Yeah. They only have the Eudora in terms of magic damage to worry about. So it's fine, really. It's mobile, gets to do damage, gets to shred. You have the Melissa there anyway, so they can feed off of each other with their damage profile. This could be good. Great call there, Wolf. Gets the Suyo in for Bushido Wildcats. Still, they're building around this Melissa, but they have options for early to mid. Meanwhile, FUT Esports, we have seen a Melissa lineup go up against a Moscow lineup, and if the same thing happens and you don't get that Melissa down fast enough, the Moscow will not be able to have enough space and time to deal the damage. Which draft did you favor heading into game number 1 here?
Yeah, you know, just to build up on what you said, I would say it's the Melissa with the Atlas that will have an easier time. And the thing with Suyo is that it's almost like it's not a utility jungler per se. It's almost like more of a fighter jungle than it is an assassin jungler, which kind of tells me that it has some ways to stay in the fight, get in and out of the fight. It's not easily burstable. So that kind of means that this Melissa will actually be able to shine. So in that regard, I would say that it's this red side team side, because the Wildcats have managed to build around this Melissa, and I think that it will be useful against FUT Esports. Maybe the only thing that I am worried about is that this golden hour plus versus the Atlas is more of a case-to-case basis on who can. To answer your question, I think it's the Bushido Wildcats who's got an easier to execute draft.
Gotta agree with you there, but of course it is important to look for the nuances that you all mentioned, the little details. The also favorite thing we'd love to say, it depends on how you execute it. You know, at what moment can you find your place? And Blotsfet and Psyche against Kirai and Numb at the center of the map. Very aggressive with their lane trading or clearing the minion waves. Meanwhile, up top so far, RX doing relatively well up against Sunshine's Melissa. We're gonna have to look for X factors here. I might look at number 1, of course, the Barretts of Exy. The timing of when he decides to go in the fights, who he catches with the Detonus Welcome, and of course, Kirai on the Valentina. And which ultimate? Most likely the Golden Hour. And when he'll be able to maximize it.
Now, when it comes to like maximization, it's gonna be up to FUT Esports how they can pave the way for this Eudora to eventually be the threat to the Melissa. Because I think, judging from the heroes that they have, FUT Esports only has that tool to make it so that the Melissa will be threatened. Once the Eudora is eliminated, this is free game for the Melissa. Every time that there's a team fight and there's no threat against the Melissa, it's gonna be easy for the Bushido Wildcats.
Perfect match entry with the Folly Star Moon as well. The turtle very low, but both junglers have been split up from the fight. It's Nexus who falls down first. Kazumi gets to escape with his life. SOD goes in, but it's not going to be able to land. The Atlas falls. FUT Esports win the turtle unexpectedly after both junglers get split up from the major objective.
And Psyche just played that so well. Imagine this Eudora almost had perfect. Now he's onto the top lane. Again, the threat to the Melissa, that's how you answer it. This Eudora has been so good and has been so consistent. And look at him. He's not even taking damage at all.
Completely safe. 1-0-1 for Psyche. Well-timed rotation up top alongside the rest of the team. And of course, RX read into it really well. Brought the Melissa low before the rest of the team arrived to finish her off. Sunshine is back. This could be really bad for the Melissa. Another combo coming in from the Eudora. Could be death number 2 for Sunshine. And it lands the SOD from the Moscow of RX. FUT Esports are going to be happy with the kill onto Melissa. They decide to back off. That's the way, weaving in and out. Here comes Entry. Numb once again. Trying to get a play for Bushido Wildcats, but it was too expensive for him to use the Fatal Links. The entry from out of nowhere, XC with the flicker. Detonus welcome. Capping it off. FUT Esports showing their dominance against the Wildcats. They have no kills.
You know what's really good about this for FUT Esports? Somehow they managed to feed 4 kills for their Moskov in there. And how good is that? This Moskov will have so much of a lead over the Melissa, already up with the Corrosion Scythe at 4 minutes in with additional items. It's not just the Corrosion Scythe. It is Corrosion Scythe plus 2 items that I wasn't able to really see. But this is such a good start for FUT Esports. I don't think that any team with a Moskov could have started a game like this. 4-0 for the gold laner that we said needs a lot of gold just to get by this Melissa matchup.
Here they go again. They might be able to add more to the kill count there, but RX gets dove on the perfect golden hour by Blotsfet. RX still deciding to fight into this, but now Bushido Wildcats have to run away. Flicker along with the snap to get a stun off and immobilize onto Nexus and Sunshine, but FUT Esports will be happy with what they could get. It looked terrible for RX, but a slight bit of brilliance from him means that FUT Esports are happy with the start that they've had for their gold laner. A chase onto Contepper.
I am just amazed how FUT Esports somehow find some openings. Maybe it's because Bushido Wildcats are so desperate into punishing RX. Eventually, they want to stop this Moscow from farming. That's why they're also putting their bodies up top. But then they get punished by FUT Esports. The first one having the Eudora up there, and then XC finding the flicker. Daytona's welcome in the fight thereafter, allowing for RX to have so much in the early stages of the game. Bushido Wildcats are in big trouble right now. They will now have the Corrosion Scythe on the Melissa, but this is in no way, shape, and form a Melissa that is fight ready.
It feels like the perfect way to describe it. Desperate are the maneuvers of Bushido Wildcats in the past few minutes. They've lost their window. They will have to delay this game as long as they could. Some questionable re-entries from Numb. Of course, now even if you get a great Fatal Links, it might not be the best call as you are up against a Barrett's. You will have to spend a lot of resources just to take down one of the 2 frontliners in Blotsfest and XC. During that time, you could easily get bursted down by the Nolan and Eudora. Seems like Bushido Wildcats, everything has gone wrong for them, and FUT Esports are on the way to potentially perfect entry and win by XC. The flicker that Detonus welcome again, doing really well for FUT Esports. Contepper was in the back, but he knew that he had to back off. He could not do much, and they chased down Nexus right under the second tower. The members of Bushido Wildcats are getting feasted on by FUT Esports, and you can see just how well FUT knows Bushido. They've swept them twice in MTC Season 7, and in this game, they have their number. But Bushido Wildcats finally got on the board with a kill onto Blotsfet, who was trying to keep the other members of Bushido Wildcats as bay as Psyche and RX. Try to finish off the tower in mid. They're not going to be able to, but at that point, you could just walk up to it, basic attack it twice, and you should be fine. Kazuha gets the turtle for free.
Oh, the initiations coming out from FUT Esports. So you can see that Daytona's welcome and the flicker. Perfect entry. Finding the right members of Bushido Wildcats. Even the stun coming out from RX is so dependable. And of course, this Eudora with the flicker plays, catching off guard the members of Bushido Wildcats, because why would you think that Eudora the first one to go in? I think that FUT Esports are just on a different level right now, and they're just literally outplaying the Wildcats.
You can have a really good lineup, but how do you execute it? That was the big question that we had. FUT Esports are answering. They are better at executing. They are dissecting the members of Bushido Wildcats. Even beneath the turret, nowhere is safe at this point. They have an almost 10,000 gold lead. They are doing everything perfectly. And the Wildcats cannot find an angle to answer.
Wow. How can they get through Bloodspet now? As well as the Thunderbelt. And how can they stop RX 5-0-3 on this Moscow? Nexus, the last picked Soyu, has not found an opening yet against their opponents. Bushido Wildcats are just completely lost in this game. And the reason why that is because of their overcompensation of their resources up top. Earlier into this game, they put so many bodies into the top lane that they only ended up feeding that into the 4 kills of RX. Oh my goodness.
Another one. Easy catch. Numb gets taken out. And in some ways, this all started when Numb decided to re-engage alongside Kuntepper up top. And we thought that Bushido Wildcats had enough of FUT's attempt to get even more kills. But because they re-engaged, they got even more kills. Because it just bursted Sunshine like that. Even I missed it. That's how you know you just gotta go next at this point. Bushido look completely out of their element.
Oh man, that is so bad. And I'm telling you, Redmar, all these Barrett's players in the international scene, they're just so sneaky with it. They're just so good. I mean, I think all the good Barrett's players out there, like the likes of Shogun, we saw even Lutpi has specific moments in the game. Kid Bomba, phenomenal Barrett's player. They make it look like the Barrett's is very sneaky and very. And I feel like whenever there is an underperforming Barrett's, that kind of performance always floats and always gets magnified because of how good the other Barrett's will be. So it's like the standard for playing the Barrett's has increased so much, especially the sneaky Barrett's gameplay.
Sneaky Barrett's, who thought a large big boy could actually be played so sneakily?
Yeah.
It's the EXP laners have done a terrific job. XC, of course. No. And not discount what he's done in this game. Perfect. Freezes. Coming in from Blastfat in this Marcel. Bushido Wildcats look like they got lost in the sauce and they're not ready to deal with Blastfat and his aggression. Fatal links, but the golden hour stops the response, delays it instantly. Numb gets taken out. Kuntepper falls. That's 2 kills for RX. And this is a go next moment. Triple kill for RX to close things off. Dominant for FUT Esports.
15-1 the kill score between the two teams. We did say that we favor the composition that the Wildcats were able to make. But in the first few minutes of the game, we already saw how good FUT can be when it comes to their execution. And it took so much coming out from the Bushido Wildcats